So let's find out how to add additional code if the mapping doesn't give you all the codes you want. What I'm doing here is I'm listing ICD-10 and I'm searching for ICD-9. So for example, I'm going to take code 813.4. So if this code doesn't show up, it means it was never mapped for you. So I'm going to go to my mapping utility and going under create ICD-10 mapping, and I'm going to look for that code. Now that code can be one-to-one, could be one-to-many, so we're going to see which list is it under. So going down the list, going to 813.42. It's right here. So that's a one-to-one. So what does that mean is 813.42 is going to give me S52.5098. Okay, so when I do that, and I'm going to go back to my list, and now I'm going to search for the same code, 813.42, and now I see it's giving me an unspecified code. So what happened? You all know that you need a lot more code than that. So during the safe harbor, this code might be good enough. Safe harbor is for CMS. We're not sure if commercial insurance company is going to honor the safe harbor. So what happened if the after the safe harbor, what happened if the commercial must have additional code? So this is how you're going to do it. Number one is if you are inside Medisoft and you own Encoder Pro. So this is Encoder Pro. If I click on this code here, now this is my 10. So if what I want to do now is I want to actually go to my ICD-9 code. I'm listing now my ICD-9. Then I'm going to go and edit this ICD-9 code, and I'm going to click on the Encoder Pro, and this is the 9 here. See this 9? When I click on my 10, this is all my choices of 10. So that code here is all additional codes that I don't have. So how do you enter? So this is how to look it up if you own Encoder Pro. Encoder Pro has a lot more benefits. Encoder Pro is $149. I think if you are an orthopedic or ophthalmology or physical therapy or other specialty that need all the different left, right, unspecified, closed, open, you might need to invest in something like that. The other option is if that code was entered by an external, the code's on disk, this is how it's going to look like. So if I go for the S52.501, 501A, okay, if I enter this code from codes on disk, which is I'm going to show you next how to do that, notice here that I don't have a mapping here because this code was pushed to me from the codes on disk. If you own Encoder Pro, now you can go here, you can go to ICD-9, and you can now map this. So it does map this. So now it did map it for me. Now another way that I can add the code, if I search for the code, so let's say if I search for S52.501A. When I search for this code, I'm going to hit enter. It's going to find me the code, and it's right here. Now I get to know the code in 9. I get to know the code in 10. I get to know other things about the code if I need to. Okay, but the whole purpose now is how to add this code without doing manual data entry. So now if I click on this code, if I hit add, and it's going to tell me here this is the description. If I hit OK, so now if I hit OK, I'm going to add this code now. But if I want to map it to a 9, again, I'll go to Encoder Pro. I will click on 9 and hit map it and hit OK. And now I just added this code using Encoder Pro. So Encoder Pro has two purposes. You can add a code or you can map a code. So I think it's a very good investment to have for $149. Encoder Pro is a great add-on. Don't have Encoder Pro and you don't want to be searching for code by code. So I'm going to I have to close Medisoft when I do that. Then I'm going to go to my codes on disk. I'm going to pick all codes. Then I'm going to pick the practice that I'm using, which is I'm using something called training here. Number one is you want to make sure that none of your codes selected. So if they're selected, you want to do the selected unless you want to add all the codes. If you add all the codes, you're in danger of having all your Medisoft to slow down. So I'm going to go down. I can search for S52. Okay, so if this is the range that I want, uh, so you go like this, you select, 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 okay? And if you do this on a keyboard, you can get faster on this by hitting the arrow down, then space, arrow down, space. So that could be a quicker way of selecting. So once you do that and you want to add those codes to your Medisoft, you're going to hit merge. You want to do merge no override just in case if that code existed and you have it mapped, because if you do merge and override, you will lose that mapping. So if I do merge no override, so now it tells me that all my 43 codes were already existed, zero merge. That's because I already had them before. In your case, you will have a lot more numbers than me unless you have them duplicated. And this is the how to use Encoder Pro, how to look up external codes from an external app, from Encoder Pro, or from codes on disk adding additional app. I'm going to show you a different source of how to look it up if you don't own codes on disk. So this is one of the app I've been recommending. So I'm going to go, I have different option here. I'm going to go from 9 to 10. And I'm going to look the same code, 813.42. So Medisoft give you only the GM code, so which is this. Now all this extended, Medisoft did not give you, or Lytec if you have Lytec. So how do you add all these codes in? So this is, I give you two different sources. So if you have Encoder Pro, or if you have this app here, which is from an external source. If you're doing this in exam room, have no access to Encoder Pro on your Medisoft or Lytec program. So let me share with you now the options of how to enter this. So I'm going to click on the new. I'm going to show you how to add it manually if this is what if you choose not to buy the codes. So I'm going to go to here and I'm going to type S52.501A. Now when you do that, it's always the letters comes in capital. You cannot control that. It's always going to be capital. So the description of this is going to be unspecified fracture of lower end of the right radius initial encounter for close fracture. So the easiest way to do that is you're going to do this. You're going to hit copy, then copy. And I'm going to overwrite this to 813.42. Why is that? If just in case if I want to look it up to see the variation of this code. Also, if I have an insurance company, if I have a workers' comp or no fault, and I found out that they don't they cannot take ICD-10. So those are the that's why I'm adding it here, because I might be want to send this because I'm used to use this code from now on. That's the goal. So I hope you have an easy ICD-10 transition before, during, and after Safe Harbor. Thank you for watching.